everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mandy. I'm a full-time reseller. I'm a little bit behind schedule today, but I thought I would bring you guys along with me to the bins, and then I also need to go to a Goodwill that's kind of in the same area, but I thought I would try out my new Meta glasses that I bought. I don't know how well they're going to do. I've kind of been playing around with them. I don't know like how well they're going to pick up me speaking, and also I don't know how well they're going to pick up like the music in the stores because they're normally pretty loud. So I might have to do some voiceover, we'll see. But I wanted to try it out. This way you can kind of get my point of view of actually going through the bins and what I'm picking up, what I'm leaving behind, what kind of thoughts I'm having as I'm looking through items. If it is too busy, I probably won't talk and I'll just do a voiceover. This video is definitely going to be a trial and error. I am also filming on my GoPro, which I haven't used in a really long time, but I thought, you know, this is a nice camera. I might as well try using this more often than just using my phone. So a couple new things today, but yeah, this is what they look like. They look almost identical to my actual glasses that I normally wear all the time. So I'm hoping that it doesn't seem to be too like, look at me, I'm filming. That was one of the main reasons why I wanted to get these, because the GoPro I tried a couple times. It's just too, with the GoPro, it's just too much like, hey, look at it strapped to my chest. I'm obviously filming right now. So I didn't feel comfortable doing that. I also would clip it to my cart, but then it was kind of like up in the air and I was like, I don't know, I don't like it too much. So I'm trying to be a little bit more on the down low with these glasses and then still be able to take you guys with me places. So we'll see how these do today. I'm kind of excited. So hopefully the bins are good too today and it's not just a bunch of junk. Otherwise, it won't be that fun of an experience for you guys to see what are in my bins. So it is currently like 8:53. The bins open at 9, but it is literally like 2 miles away from my house. So I'm gonna get my bags together and everything, and then we'll get going. So when I first get to the bins, I like to try and go on one or the other sides of the rows. There's normally only 2 rows, and these clothes get switched out every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I normally go on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday right away in the morning because there's not a lot of people there. And what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to look through this first bin here so that can be my like discard pile as I'm going towards the left. And mainly I am looking for pieces that feel good to me. That is normally when I will pull them out and look at them, or some sort of color that is catching my eye, like this piece here. This was a new to me brand. It was a Let Me Be, I believe the brand was. It felt like silk, but it was only viscose. I do end up taking this one. It's definitely giving kind of like an artsy, witchy, boho type vibe. It was an Anthropologie brand. I don't look through every single piece. It's just not something that I do. Have I probably missed some good pieces? Probably. But like I said, I'm just looking for those pieces that are catching my eye. This was a Malibu tennis hoodie. It didn't have a brand in it. I thought maybe I would bring it to Plato's Closet, but it just was a little bit too dingy for me. This was a pair of Quince pants. Quince does great for me. I just make sure to price it accordingly just because it can be a little bit oversaturated. But this was a nice pair of pull-on pants, very stretchy in a size 2X. So as I'm going through the clothes, I am just throwing them to my right, and then once that pile gets to be a little bit too big, then I kind of just stack them on each other and like churn it from underneath. This was a top that did not have a tag. It was that moody floral. It just felt really cheap, so I figured I better just leave that one there. I have been a lot more picky on tops just because I have so many of them, and sometimes I just pick things up, I think, to fill my quota for the amount of inventory I want to get listed. This is a top from George. I do end up picking this up. I'm not in love with it just from the full silhouette of it. It's giving just a little bit too mature, and I kind of want to give that to like a Depop girl. So I'm gonna have to work on styling that a little bit in the photo on my mannequin, probably pinning the back of it so it gives it a little bit more structure. This was a little slip from George, just a black and white kind of abstract print. Slips are another thing that I'm being very picky with. This one was just a little bit too grungy for me, in not a good way. Like the white was a little bit too, it wasn't really stained, it just looked a little bit grungy. I don't pick up those blazers anymore. For a period of time, I did pick up the floral blazers. They just don't move for me at all. This is what I'm talking about, where I'm pulling from underneath so that I can make sure that I'm getting everything that was under there, and then I will pull the clothes towards me once I've gotten everything from underneath and then go from the back. This is kind of what you have to do when there's an abundance of clothes and there's just not anywhere to put them after you've already looked at them. So I'm definitely liking the look of this item here. I do end up picking it up. It's like an open knit, kind of funky, kind of artsy, type top with this big button detail. I don't know the brand. It seemed to be some sort of like Chinese type brand, but I think enough keywords will definitely be able to get that to sell. This was a Lulu's dress. I really looked this one over, but it's just such a dated style, and I don't know that either of my Plato's Closets would take this. I personally would not take this to sell myself, and I don't know if I got it to send to ThredUp that anyone would buy it. And it was a little bit on the heavier side, so I didn't want to pay for something that potentially no one's gonna want anywhere. This was a pair of Old Navy linen shorts, but unfortunately these were super pilled on the inner thighs. That's one thing to make sure you're looking at jeans, any type of pants, but jeans definitely, and any type of linen pants, they can be really pilled in that area. I definitely liked the colors on this. The design, I was like so-so on it, and the cut was not quite what I was looking for, but that definitely kind of fits like the groovy 70s type vibe. I'm trying to make my way to that brown velvet piece there. I was hoping it was going to be a skirt. Unfortunately, it's just one of those like front pocket shirt dresses. Those are probably pretty big, like maybe around 2016-ish with like some leggings. I cannot sell those to save my life, so I left that one there. I liked the look of this slip dress. Unfortunately, it just felt too cheap for me. It was just polyester, and I am being very, very picky when it comes to slip dresses because they have been a little bit on the decline for me. So now we're headed over to the next bin. And this was a pair of Tara and Sky linen shorts from Walmart. If those would have been new with tags, I probably would have picked them up for Plato's. So this is a Maurice's top that I do end up picking up. This is the perfect silhouette that I'm looking for, that baby doll top there, or baby doll style in the front. It has a semi-sheer sleeve. It's kind of grungy, it's goth, it's going out top, it's witchy, so that one was a definite yes for me. And while I'm going through these, I knew I was going to pick up this like tiger print thing. I do end up picking this up. It is from Fashion Bug. It's a really lightweight jacket. I did make sure that all the buttons were there. That's the number one thing that I'm looking for because I have been burned in the past. It did have shoulder pads. I did end up removing the shoulder pads because I just didn't like the look of it. This was a size 18-20, so another great size. This was a pair of Express pants, men's. They were only a size 29, so I figured there's no way I'm going to sell those. I'll just leave them. This was, I think, a Shein top. I thought I would sell to Plato's, but it was snagged all over the front, so I tossed that. I don't know this brand. I liked the color and the print on this, but all that beading on the neckline definitely is not the style that I'm looking for, so I left that one. This was a piece that I ended up putting in my cart to look up the brand. I liked the style of it. It was definitely giving like more mature vacation type vibes, like a cover up. So anything that I'm not sure about, I will put on the top part of my cart so I know that that's something I need to look into the brand or look up comps for. So this is everything that I put back. I can't read the brand on this. I liked the color. It was very kind of romantic, but it just wasn't fitting what I needed it to. This was a really pretty vintage yellow dress. It just had so many condition issues that I hated leaving it, but I had to. This was a pair of semi-sheer pants. They were only polyester. I liked the mixed print. It was definitely giving boho, but since it was only polyester, I left it. This was a pair of Vervet cropped pants. They were a little bit too slim for the style that I like to sell. This was another style-based boho top. It just wasn't the right cut, and I didn't like that the back was just black. This was a Banana Republic skirt, new with tags, too plain. Didn't even think it would do well on ThredUp, so I left that one behind. This brand, I can't read it, but it was just a really cheap brand. Plato's Closet isn't even taking that style anymore. This one was a cotton blend from Alfred Dunner. If it would have been 100% cotton, I probably would have gotten it and played into like the artsy vibes. This was Studio Works, a linen jacket. Comps did not look good for this, and I wasn't sold on the purple. And then I do end up leaving this one behind. I showed this one earlier. The comps were not great. It didn't have a size, so I just left it. This was a Victoria's Secret top of a pajama. If I could have found the pants, I definitely would have gotten those. They were very Y2K. This was a romper. I don't do well with rompers, so I ended up leaving this one behind. It did have that corset or the tie in the back. If it would have been a dress, I would have definitely picked it up. These were a pair of Flying Monkey jeans, just way too worn. This top, I liked it. I just wasn't sold on how I was going to market it. Now that I'm looking at it, I probably could have, but I just left that one. This was a Notations top. I didn't love the design on it, so I left that one. And then this was a Perceptions dress, new with tags, kind of like a grungy red lace. Once again, I wasn't sold on the style. And then this was a Draper James dress. I normally do pretty well with this brand, but this one had a lot of color bleed from that red and white. So now we are heading into Goodwill. This is an average shopping experience for me here. I normally always start in the skirts. That's just what I do, but I do check out these fancier dresses and the clearance in the boutique section. I believe the purple tags are going to be $3.99 in the boutique, $1.99 in the other part of the store, and I believe green tags are half off. So I'm just trying to find anything in here that I can resell for a decent amount of money that's not too prom. Sometimes you can find some good bridesmaids dresses in here or just higher end dresses. Unfortunately, I don't find anything in there. So going over to the clearance section, this is things that have made it through the month. Yeah, I think the month, and now they are $3.99. Some brands that they have in here, let's see if I can read any of those. That was a Loft, Anne Klein. Yeah, I can't read what that one said. I think it was maybe like Fabletics. Let's see. They also had Fashion Nova in here. That was probably $14.99. Eddie Bauer pants. So I normally don't find a lot in there just because it's pretty picked over. And I just feel like the pricing for the most part is not in line with what I need it to be. So then I head over to the skirts. I am looking for anything that kind of has that witchy, boho, grunge, goth type vibe. I have had a couple times now where I've donated items to Savers or Goodwill, and then I find them in the store and I almost pick them up again, and then I have to be like, oh yeah, I got rid of this for whatever reason. This was a fun print. I probably will wait until that goes on sale. All the skirts are $5.99 unless they're in the boutique section. So once it goes half off, I would potentially get that one. This was a mini skirt, but it did not have a brand. I do check the front button. That is a little tip. If they don't have a tag in there, it should be branded. If it is a brand that is more well known, the button should have the brand on it. Here's another one that I might end up picking up later on. It's newer Alfred Dunner. I do like the colors on this one, but it's just not worth $6 for me to pick that one up. So now we're gonna head on to the dresses. This is right next to the skirts. All of the dresses will be $7.99 unless they do have a boutique tag. I do take a look at quite a few over here, but I have really been kind of looking at what I'm getting at Goodwill just because the prices are a little bit higher than the bins. So I do double check and make sure that yes, green is half off. So quite a few of these will be $1.99 next week. A lot of lower end brands here. This is a brand, Chateau, I think it was. I've got decent payouts for that on ThredUp. If that goes $1.99, I might potentially pick it up for that later on. But yeah, a lot of brands that you see everywhere. LuLaRoe, a lot of Walmart brands, Target brands, Kohl's brands. This was a brand, Shebird. It was new to me. I had never heard of it before, but the tag looked interesting. A lot of issues. It had a lot of staining on it, but I did end up looking up the comps. If this would have been in like excellent condition, I potentially would have purchased it for $7.99. Will I get it when it's $1.99? Potentially. I don't know if I can get that grease stain out, but the comps were like anywhere from 35 to 45 on certain dresses. So that might be something I keep my eye on, but for $8, I just can't get that. This was a funky little dress, but the brand was some like cheap brand. Potentially I would pick that up at the bins and be able to put enough keywords into it, but once again, even $1.99 is kind of pushing it just because I'm not 100% sure that it will sell. I think that was a Natural Life dress, and this one had a boutique tag on it, I think for $14.99. If that would go on sale for $3.99, I would potentially pick that one up. Now I'm heading over to a couple new racks. This one started with kids items, and then it's like women's sleeveless blouses. Going through the kids stuff, I'm never really thinking I'm gonna find anything. I found a couple like North Face jackets before in the past that I've picked up, but normally I don't find much in the kids area. And then now we're into the blouses. These are all marked. I think they were $3.99 or $4.99, which is not the worst. But as you can tell, there's really nothing here for me. And then we're going to head over to a new rack of jeans. These are all going to be $8.99. You're going to see a lot of the same type of brands, Walmart brands, Target brands, Old Navy. There's a lot of that here, Maurice's. This was a pair of Judy blue jeans. They were skinny, so I definitely was going to leave those. If they would have been a better size, I would have looked. This was a boot cut Judy blue, which I normally do well, but unfortunately these were ripped in the crotch. I'm really surprised that they didn't notice that. And spoiler alert, there's going to be one more pair, same issue. To wear those, you would have to completely put a patch down there, and it's just never going to look the way that they would new. So those should really be thrown away at that point. I keep looking through here. I do find a pair of barrel leg jeans. They're from Old Navy. I just don't know if there's enough profit in that for me for $8.99. American Eagle mom jeans, I do not pick those up. Mom jeans do not sell for me. I think that they've had their time. I've noticed that even my Plato's Closet is really being picky on the mom jean style. So that is a style that I just normally leave behind. And then another full rack of jeans, more similar brands, American Eagle, Gap, lower end Levi's, just stuff that I am not looking for. And $8.99 is just kind of a high price for me to sell jeans unless they are something that's, really good. So now I flip over to the tops. Majority of the time I am looking in the area where it's more printed pieces. At this Goodwill, they do separate everything by color. So I really don't look at anything that is in like just the black stuff, just the white stuff, just the green, just the whatever. I'm looking for this printed area because that is more in the realm of what I'm looking for when it comes to tops. Tops at my Goodwill are going to be anywhere from $3.99, I think, to $7.99 if they're in the regular area, and then in the boutique they could go up to $29.99. So looking through here, I'm just looking for anything that's maybe style based or a good brand. This one was fun, but I just couldn't justify paying $6.99, even half. That would definitely have been a bins pickup. Normally when I'm in the thrift store and I don't find anything like within the first 2 or 3 racks, I definitely kind of figure that the trip is not going to be going well. That's how things have gone in the past. If I find something right away, then I'm normally a little bit more excited to be there. At this point, my hopes of finding something are really kind of dwindling. So now I head over to the boutique section. I just wanted to show you some of the prices that they have these items for. This Spanx dress, I've had my eye on. I'm waiting for it to go on clearance. It was a 1X new with tags for $14.99. This Ralph Lauren dress, I think that one was $18.99. It was not new with tags. This one was a J. Jill like 3X cotton dress, $16.99 maxi dress. If this one makes it to clearance for $3.99, I potentially will pick it up, but J. Jill just really kind of sits for me. So going around the side here, this was, I can't read the brand. Oh yeah, that was a Torrid piece from I think 2012, and they had that one marked for $24.99. That is such an outdated style, like no one's gonna buy it for $24, and I doubt anyone's getting it on clearance because it's sitting there for $3.99 right now. Most of the stuff they're putting in here is new with tag items, and then like pretty much any brand that they recognize, they put in the boutique area. This one I wanted to see what the brand was. It was kind of a fun style. It could be, a wedding guest type dress or a mother of the bride dress. The brand was, what was this one? I think Haley by Adriana Papel. I had never heard of that subline. So once again, if it gets to clearance, I'll look a little bit more into it. That was a fry dress for $14.99. I liked the style of this one. It was 100% cotton, but it was $14.99. Didn't know the brand. It looked to be like more of a cheaper brand. This was a Banana Republic dress. They had it $19.99 from 2012. Like, that style is so dated. I really just don't think anyone's going to be buying that. So now I'm going over to kind of the hard goods in the boutique area. This is all opened, different like face care items. Those were little wax melts, Bath and Body Works stuff. Those were all priced at minimum $6.99 for used lotions and soaps. So, spoiler, we ended up leaving with absolutely nothing. That's how most of my trips to Goodwill have been recently, because the prices are just too high and I just can't justify picking up items for the most part at those prices to be able to resell. So now I'll go home and show you what I got at the bins. Okay, so we're continuing with the GoPro. We are home now. I did look at some of the footage with the camera or with the glasses, and unfortunately, the way that it records it kind of like portraits as opposed to landscape. And if you do landscape, then you can't really see what I'm looking at because it's like cutting it off on the bottom. So I'm gonna have to play with that a little bit, but I think it'll be doable. So at the bins today, I did spend $32. I got 16.6 pounds at $1.79 per pound. That was the bracket. And I will tell you where things are going. Some of it's going to Plato's Closet. I think only Plato's Closet and things I'm selling myself. I would say that this haul is like a mixture of brands and style-based items. This is a new to me brand. I had to look it up because I wasn't sure what this said, but it says Let Me Be. It appeared to be an Anthropology brand, but this is just kind of like a funky, I'm hoping that this is getting in the frame. Like I said, I'm using a different camera, so we'll see how this goes. But this is definitely kind of like a witchy boho type vibe. So I'm trying out this one. The brand is National, and this one is 100% cotton. It's just like a eyelet detail. It's button front, like a house coat, kind of like a, I don't know. It's not really like a sleep jacket. I think it's just more of like a house coat for maybe a more mature woman, but I do like the print on this one. This is from Apartment 9, definitely a style-based one. It is buttoned incorrectly, so it's gonna look a little bit weird. It's an extra large. It's one of those kind of like where you can really stretch it, and then it has this like accordion pleating, I guess, in this darker, kind of moodier print, kind of giving a little bit of like a twee hippie type vibe. This is from the brand, I don't even know how to pronounce this, like Olg, O-L-E-G, Kasani. I feel like I've sold a dress from this brand before. I don't know where this is from, if it's like a JCPenney, Macy's type deal, but this could definitely be like a mother of the bride, mother of the groom dress. Even if you were going to more of like a fancier formal wedding, I think that you could get away with wearing this as a guest. I don't know that this would be so much prom. It's definitely giving a little bit more mature look to me, but if you had something formal you needed to go to, I think this would be appropriate. Looking at the brand, comps were kind of all over the place, just based off of what I kind of have prior knowledge in more formal gowns. I'm guessing I will list this one like 30 to 40. This is a pair of pants from Quince. Can't tell if there's a stain on there. I don't think so. A size 2X. These are navy blue, just like a career pull-on, really, really stretchy pair of pants. I didn't even look up comps just because Quince is a great seller for me. People know that they like that brand. It normally has decent fabric content. This one is rayon, nylon, and spandex. I think I showed this one in the footage. This one's definitely going to need some keywords, but I think that it will be able to move. I don't know what this brand is. It looks like maybe like a Chinese type brand. It says extra large or an extra, extra large. I'd say maybe it's closer to just an extra large. It does have a lot of stretch, but it's a multicolor, like open knit with this big, bulky button type detail here. Very kind of beachy, mermaid core, artsy, kind of folksy. This one is from the brand Maurice's. It is a size large. This is definitely one of their older tags. It's just a really nice black going out top, kind of witchy, kind of goth with this little baby doll type look here in the front. It has these little sheer sleeves. I wish it had a little tie in the back, but this will still probably go for like size large. Once I clean it, there's a couple little marks on it. If all the little stains come out, I'm assuming probably like 25 to 28. This was a fun little top I grabbed at the end. It's from Speechless. I don't think there's a size in it, but how fun is this? I say you should wear something under it, but girls these days, they probably would maybe just put a bra under it. That would be fine. It does have a little bit of like coverage, I guess, there on the chest, but in the back, it's like completely sheer. Ties here in this cute little purple. It has some beading here. I don't even know what you want to call it, like little dress underneath that's lining it, and then it's semi-sheer on the top. It did have a belt at some point, but I think I'm just gonna cut these off, and then it does have this like exposed seam. Is that what you want to call it? I don't even know. But it does have that all the way around, so it is textured. This was another one I kind of kept going back and forth on because I don't love the silhouette of it, but I think I can throw enough keywords in this one. This one will be going to Plato's Closet. It is just a Wild Fable, new with tags, just a black little dress. This one will also be going there. I will check comps on this. I've never heard of this brand before. It's, I think it's Cooperative. Just to make sure that this isn't something, I can't imagine that it is. It doesn't feel the greatest, but I will check. And then the last item, this was from Express. I'm assuming this probably had something underneath it originally, but I'm completely fine that it doesn't. It's very sheer. It has this little like, I don't know if it's like a star or like a floral type print in the mesh. And then it has all this lace detail in the front. Definitely giving like dark cottagecore, goth, layering, that kind of vibe. So I'm excited to see how this one will do. Even though it's just this little tank top, I'm probably gonna list this one probably closer to 28. So that is everything that I picked up today. I didn't get anything from Goodwill, as you can see. It's just the prices are not where I need them to be, and it's always kind of hard for me to go to Goodwill after I've just been at the bins because I got all of this stuff for, I think it was $32. If I would have went to Goodwill, I probably would have gotten like, I don't even know, 4 or 5 items for $32. So it's just kind of hard unless they have really great brands or something there, but I'm just not finding that. So let me know how you guys like this style of video. Hopefully everything went as I hoped it would with the filming. So yeah, if you guys liked it, please make sure to give it a like. It really helps out the channel and I really appreciate it. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.